Hey guys. So I'm sitting waiting on this long ass bank line. Like, this shit is like stupid. The bank wants you to have an appointment. Like, I'm just over like all of this shit. Like, I'm just like, oh my god. But I meant to do this video a long time ago. Someone had asked me, how do you get your husband on board to supporting you or helping you build, your business? So for me, my husband didn't support me for like the first 3 to 4 years. We argued all the time. We wasn't on the same page mentally. We wasn't on the same page financially. We wasn't on the same page to build a legacy. We wasn't on the same page, for the future. So for me, it was, I had to create a vision for myself. I had to create a vision for myself, right? And that's why vision boards are so key. I had to create a vision board for myself. I had to say, what is it that I wanted to see in my life? What is it that I needed to see in my life? Who did I want to be in my life? What type of money, right? What type of places did I want to go? What type of car did I want to drive? What type of house did I want to live in? So I had to create this vision in my head, and I had to create a vision board so that I can have something to look forward to. Because, with a vision, you have to have God, right? In order to create a vision for yourself, God has to be, in the midst, right? Because God gives us vision, and God helps us to live out that vision if you have a vision, right? So my husband, he wasn't on board. He was like, oh, this internet shit is like stupid. You shouldn't fuck with this internet shit, and you should go get a real job, and, you should apply, because I had my bachelor's degree. And he was like, oh, you got, so much more potential than sitting home and, playing on the computer. So my husband always thought I was playing on the computer. But for me, I knew that the internet works, because I've seen people, I've talked to people, I've seen people bank accounts, I've seen people, doing different lifestyle videos. So I'm like, man, listen, I'm gonna see if this works. I'm gonna see if this internet thing worked, because I went to school, right? I got my bachelor's degree. It took me 6 years to get my bachelor's degree. I became a social worker. I was a social worker for 5 years and got fired. So I knew what that process was, right? So if I could spend 6 years in school and then 5 years working at a job, that's like 11 years, right? That's like 11 years, sis. That's like 11 years. of doing, quote unquote, the right thing. So I said to myself, well, how about me spend 11 years doing my own thing? So that was my vision, right? But it took me 3 years to understand creating my own. It took me 3 years understanding how to make my own money. It took me 3 years to understand how to build a business. It took me 3 years to understand how to start building the wealth mindset. It took me 3 years. So in the 3 years, my husband was not feeling it, because I was on unemployment. I was making, $300 a week for 2 years. That's when Obama was in office. He was paying the rent. He was paying the insurance. I was getting a little food here and there. I was paying, little stuff here and there. But he was taking care of majority of everything. So he got tired of that. And he was like, man, I'm tired of paying all these bills. You got to get a job. You got to do something. And I told him, listen, I did that already, son. I already did that already, sir. I did that already. I already went to school. I already went to a job. I don't want to do that anymore. So I told my husband, I do not want to do that anymore. I want to do what I want to do. So it took me 3 years from 2011 to about 2013, 14 to like grasp the whole concept of building my own, grasp the whole concept of making my own money, customer service, understanding how to deal with people, understanding how to make my own money, understanding, how, to, be successful. So it took me 3 years, right? And once I got it, I made my first $13,000 check in 2014, I think. 2014? Yeah, maybe 2014, 2015. And I was excited because I was like, wow, I just made money on my own without a job, without a boss, I felt good about myself. Because I feel like, here's the thing, guys. Once you make your first sale and you make your own money on your own by yourself without help of a government, a job, a husband, a man, a wife, or anything, you feel good about yourself and you feel like you become unstoppable. So I said, wow, if I can make this, what if I can make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100,000? So my goal was to make 6 figures. I said, wow, if I could do 13,000 in 1 month, I want to be able to make 6 figures, man, in 6 months. So that was my next goal. And I said to myself, you know what? If I can do this, I can do 100 grand in 6 months. So I showed my husband a check. He wasn't excited. He was like, oh, please. Because remember, this is 3 years and he done paid everything, right? So I was trying to, pay him back, give him stuff, give him some money, stuff like that. But he didn't want that. He wanted me to get a job. He didn't give a fuck about my 13 grand I just made. And he was worried about, getting a job, longevity, how you're going to have retirement, how you're going to sustain this business. At $13,000 is only a one-time thing. Just all this shit my husband was saying. So I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. I kept doing videos. I kept running ads. I was doing everything by myself. I was doing blogs. I kept doing videos. I kept building my list. I kept sending out, emails. I just kept doing it and kept doing it, because I'm like, this shit works. If I can make 13 grand from what I just did, so I'm gonna keep doing this. So I kept doing it. And when my husband realized that she's not listening to me, she's not going to go get a job, she don't want a job, this is when he started to say, okay, well, what's your real plan? I was in a company, and it was a blogging company, and they had an event, I think in 2014. And in 2014, after I made my first 13 grand, I think I made another like 14, 15 grand in that company. And we went to the event, and they asked me to say some words. Like, it was about 2,000 people there. And I stood up, and they asked me to say, how do I feel working from home, making money with the company? And my husband was there, and my 2 kids was there. And I got up and I said, man, this is the best feeling in the world. I'm so happy that I've been able to find this company and be able to make the money that I've been able to make. Now I don't have to worry about a job. Now I don't have to worry about a boss. Now I don't have to worry about sick time. Now I don't have to worry about vacation time. Now I have to worry about, my boss firing me. And I don't have to worry about none of that anymore, because I know how to create my own. So when we left that event, my husband looked at me. He said, you really doing this thing? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm really doing it, bro. Right? So from that point on, my husband started to believe in me. Because to get up in front of all those people, and he saw the first check, and then to see the second check, and to get in front of all of those people, it blew his mind. My husband's an introvert. Right? So it blew his mind. And for the women right now that are struggling trying to get your husband on board, stop trying to get your husband on board. Stop trying to get your husband on board. God gave you the vision, sis. Write your vision, make it plain, Create your vision board and keep it in your head. My husband was convinced when he saw that I was confident and I was consistent with doing and building my business. See, the consistency and the persistence and the determination is undeniable. The consistency and the persistence, I wish I would come the fuck on. The persistence and the consistency is undeniable. So from then on, right, my husband had no choice but to support me, right? For 4 years, he didn't support me, right? Because he didn't believe, right? So if you're a woman and you have a husband, he's not supposed to support you. He's not supposed to be on board. What you're supposed to do is create a vision for yourself, create a vision board for yourself, and start working that vision. Start living out your vision so that your spouse can see your vision. Oh, I wanted a Benz. Now I'm driving a Benz. Right? I wanted a house. Me and my husband, put our money together and bought a house. Right? I wanted to be able to travel and go wherever I wanted to go. I'm traveling, going, wherever I wanted to go. I wanted to make 10 grand a month. I started making 10 grand a month. I started showing my husband my bank account. He couldn't say nothing. He couldn't say anything. I was making more money, still making more money than my husband makes. So, ladies, your husband, boyfriend, spouse, well, really your husband. I ain't worried about your boyfriend because he ain't committed. Y'all not committed if y'all ain't really married, right? Your husband is not supposed to support you. Your husband is supposed to just see your vision, because remember, nobody believes you until you start winning. Nobody believes you until you really start making shit happen. But you got to work your ass off so you can make shit happen. Nobody is supposed to believe you until you really start making shit happen. So your husband, yes, I wish he would have supported me, when I was struggling. Yes, I wish he would have gave me money, when I was struggling. Yes, I wish he would have, gave me, some attention. But he wasn't supposed to. God said, this is your vision, sis. You supposed to live out your vision, and your husband and your family are the ones who's supposed to see your vision. That's what God told me. So that's what I did. That's what I'm still doing. And my husband is still seeing my vision. My vision is to help 1,000 families. My vision is to go places. My vision is to get another house now. Right? So I'm doing the things, right, that I put on my vision board. I'm doing the things that I believe that I need to be doing. Right? So again, don't force your husband to get on board. Just start your business. God gives you permission. You don't need permission from your husband to start you a business, start working your business. Because the reality of it is, when you start a business and you have a business, the business is going to help you and your spouse. Because now, 2 years ago, I inspired my husband to start his own business. And I had to give him a couple grand to start the business. Now, I could have been cocky. I'm like, oh, no, fuck you. You ain't helped me when I was down. And nah, sis, God bless me. Let me bless my husband, because we thrive together. We can win together. We can go up together. Now he has a business. Now my husband and his partners, they go from state to state delivering shit for Walmart and Amazon. Incredible, right? Incredible. Now me and my husband are in business, right? But it took me the struggle of the 3 to 4 years of the headache, of, the argument, of everything that I was supposed to go through, so we can appreciate what I have now. I appreciate my car, I appreciate my house, I appreciate my money, I appreciate my husband, I appreciate, right, what he's doing. He appreciates me. He's my biggest fan. He texts me all the time. I'm your biggest fan. You're my biggest inspiration. I love you, baby. When I was struggling, he didn't say none of that shit. Oh, this internet shit ain't working. Fuck this internet shit. Go get a job. My husband, since he been seeing I was making 10 grand a month, he was like, baby, you my inspiration. Simple, right? So ladies, you do the work and your husband will follow. Just same thing for man. If you got a wife, you do the work and your wife will follow. Don't try to convince your wife or your husband to get on board. Just start working and they will get on board by default. Just start working your vision. Start working your plan. Start working, what you want to do and what you want to see in your life. They will get on board by default. But when you try to force them to get on board with you, they won't. When you try to force them to see your vision, they won't. You have to make them feel your vision. So when I came to my husband, maybe a year ago, and I said, baby, don't worry about the mortgage. I'm going to pay the mortgage for the next couple months. He was like, wow. He was like, lost for words. And my husband ain't lost for words. He was like, wow. He knew then he had to step his fucking game up. My husband knew right then and there that he had to step his game up. See, here's the thing too. A man doesn't want to be with a woman who ain't leveling up. Let's just be honest. And a woman doesn't want to be with a man who ain't leveling up either. If your man ain't leveling up, get rid of him. Your woman ain't leveling up, get rid of him. And if your woman or your man doesn't allow you or gives you the inspiration or motivation to level up, get rid of him. Right? So my husband, I make him step his game up. And guess what? He appreciates that because that helps him to become a better man, a better person. Right? And now he could say, well, damn, my wife did this. Now he has something to compare. Oh, my wife did this. I can do that. If my wife did it, I can do it, right? So we all need some type of inspiration. We all need some type of motivation, right? And if your circle, your man or your wife, that you're around all the time is discouraging, get rid of them. I don't give a fuck how long you've been with them. Get rid of them, right? Get rid of them or just work your business, work your vision until they're forced to get on board with you. See, my husband was forced to get on board with me. Right? I was trying to convince him for years, baby, get on board. I'm really doing this thing. I'm really doing this internet thing. Oh, this bullshit. Oh. When I stopped talking and just start working and start showing him the checks, that's when he was forced to get on board. Like, you know what, baby, you're right. I'm building my own retirement plan. I'm building my own stock portfolio. I'm building my own real estate, portfolio. Right? I'm building my own assets. I'm building my own legacy. I didn't have to go to school for this. I didn't go to college for this. Right? I self-taught personal development. I hired coaches. I hired mentors. I hired people that were higher than me so that they can pull me up. See, when you go to college, when you go to school, you got professors who's down here pulling you down here. You down. The professor's down because they broke and they tired. So they pull you down. But when you got someone up and they can pull you up, you go up by default, right? So that's what I had to do. I had to get around the people that were willing to help me and pull me up. So again, guys, your wife or your husband is not supposed to support you. You, by default, by you living out your dream, you will force them to get on board with you. Period. I used to live in a basement, driving a 1989 Toyota Corolla with the trunk up. Literally, when I stopped at the light, it would go up and I would have to get out and close the trunk. To now, having a home office, driving a Benz, having a house where now I'm a landlord. I have tenants and I have 3 houses where I have tenants. I'm a landlord. So this is my vision. So I forced my husband to get on board. It's no denying it now. You can't deny. My husband can't say, oh, you playing on internet. Now he's saying, oh, how was work today? It's the facts. How was work today, baby? How many sales did you make today, baby? How much money did you make? This is stuff that me and my husband talk about now. It ain't no, oh, you playing. Ain't no, oh, get no real job. No, real job. This is my real job, bruh. This is my real life, bruh. So again, your vision is your vision. God gives it to you. God don't give it to your husband. Not because he's your husband, he's supposed to get on board. No, not because that's your wife, she's supposed to get on board. No, God gave you the vision. You need to live out the vision, guys. So hopefully this is able to help you guys understand. If you're not in my Black Wealth class, go to blackwealth101.net. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast. And I'll see you guys in class. Happy day.
Oh my goodness.